Okay. This is I can't wait for it. Now I've already recorded this and it failed or errored or something that TradingView likes to do right when I find something that's really cool and record something, and so I had to start over. So um, I'm going to try to stream through this a little bit faster this time around. But what I'd like to note, or you to take notice, is that we started here and the lines were here and here. Leave. Go back. Mm, okay. So ignore that red line. It's not the same red line. Price action was here, and the lines were where this green line is and where this green line is right here. And so you can see it there, and you can see, well, the line stopped right here and pivoted. And so when they went up, they made this green candle, and then when they went down, all these lines pivoted right here and started going down. So it's pressure pushing down, and so the red line goes underneath price action and is cradling it on the way down, preventing it from dropping any further. But goes across, it crosses it right here, and can't hold it anymore. So now it's preventing it from going up as it's pushing. It's basically pushing down, and so it drops even further. And so you see these candles grow even bigger. This candle is twice as big as this candle, and so you can see that the red line is actually pushing it further down. Now, when the relief is let off of that candle, it's pushed back up. Green candle forms right here. Um, and so then, if you want an earlier indicator than that, because this could have formed, this push up could have been reactive to this green candle. And so, if you want an earlier indicator than that, to where the bottom is, look at the blue line. The blue line right here, two candles before price action starts to actually relief and go up, and before the red candle even notches to go up, red candle saying it's done going down at this point. Boom, it's done. Now it's going up. Green candle's forming. Blue candle right here shows that the downward trend is done at this point. It's starting to go up. So the shift has been made. Bulls are in control and bears are losing control. Two candles back. You just can't see it because it's lags. Basically, you can't see it because they're buying it up. And there's a shift there. And you can actually see it in the volume right there. The volume actually peaks on this candle, one candle after, or two candles after this pivot point on the blue. The volume here peaks and then goes flat right there. And that means that they have control of the float at this point. And so now it's this green candle is going to start going up. This red line just moved up even higher, so I can imagine this green candle is going to expand and go up even higher. I've already added this to the list. I'm going to go through, look at now. I'm going to try to be a little bit quicker at looking at these real quick. Says price action started on the green here, and that the next closest line at that point was this red line and this red line, where all the lines were above it pushing down. So I don't know why I marked it green, but maybe let me move this back a little bit. Maybe it'll make more sense. There you go. Yep. So this is where it was. Price action was here. All the lines were here and here. And so the blue line has moved up since then. Price action has dropped down. Blue line is leveled out since then. Price action is consolidating. And red line has moved up. Price action hasn't changed from that because it probably just moved up on that. Everything else looks flat, so consolidation really. I've already added that and I've already marked it. Snap. Big pivot right here. Green candle forming after. And so is that reactive to the green candle? Probably. So you want an earlier indicator, look at the blue one. Blue one shows end of downtrend here. Takes two candles before it actually shows. Boom, starts going up. So I'm starting to see that the blue line has about a 2-hour warning or indicator that the trend is changing. So you got two red candles following, and then you're free to get in at the bottom of this red candle and watch it go up. when this pivots and goes up. So that's pretty interesting there. I mean, I don't know if 2 hours is good enough for most traders. I think it's ample time to kind of figure out what you want to do. But I think that's pretty solid. That if that holds true going forward, I mean, this candle's still growing. I just saw it move up. You know, that would be a really good indicator of jumping in at the bottom. You know, you see this pivot point on the blue. You wait 2 candles, get in at the bottom here at 69.90, and you ride it up, and it's at, I mean, of course, this is on percentage at 70.49. So it went up 50 cents since it pivoted, or since the bottom of its pivot. You know, because you have to give it 2 candles. So I think that's pretty interesting. Also, this white line flattens out right before it goes up. Also an early indicator, 1 candle before. And then green goes up, yellow stops falling, gradually starts turning, which could be part of the reason why this is not exploding upwards, because there's some resistance here. Red's turned up, you know, blue's pushing back down, so could be part of the reason why it's not exploding upwards, is because there's some pressure here as well. So pretty interesting. Got it marked. Moving on, Fubu. This big ball of mess here. So it's saying that price action was here and that the lines were above it, way up here and right here. And so I was marking that as a negative because it was underneath all the lines and all the lines are weighing down on it. So it falls because all the lines are weighing down on it. Blue line goes up underneath it. And now that the blue line is underneath it, it changes its direction, which relieves the pressure that's on this pushing down. And then, yeah, it's going up after the fact over here. So you can't really use this one to predict when this one's going to go up, but it is technically, it is the change in character is right here, where the blue line comes down, stops, and changes its angle right here, which relieves the pressure of this right here. So instead of it bleeding down, it actually lets it start going up because it's not as much pressure. And so it's probably pretty bullish, but it still was pushing down, so there's some pressure keeping it from going, you know, skyrocketing out of it. The white line is the cap, the ceiling right there. You see the white line bend and turn right here. Price action runs up to it and falls back down. And then white line guts underneath price action right here, which causes it to, once it goes up, it comes back down to it. It's almost like a magnet. And then starts pushing away and goes back underneath. And now white line's on top again, pushing down again. I believe red is going to be your floor here. It's going to cradle it right here. And so you're going to probably see it pivot right there. So I'm going to draw just a line right here. And I'm going to draw another one right here. But I don't think the blue is the floor. I think the blue is showing that it's probably done here. You give it 2 candles, it'll turn green here and go up. I think that's what the blue is trying to show you. And so as long as the blue is not pivoting downwards, it should actually probably start going up, maybe. We'll see. So moving on. Oh yeah, I wish I wouldn't have spent so much time on Fubu. So BA, it looks like, yep, price action was here. Let me get my arrow. Price action was here. And the next lowest line, or the lowest line was this one right here, And then the highest line was up here. And so if I adjust the screen, boom, there. Now everything is where it's supposed to be. There is the lowest line below price action, which was right here. There's your highest line. And price action drops. Right here, you'll see the blue line drops right here and price action drops. Blue line pivots right here and it turns, it's green. 2 candles later, it starts forming green candles. Same tail over and over again on this blue candle. red line goes underneath price action is cradling price action, keeping it from dropping below this area. So the floor is right there. And so if everything stays the same, price action shouldn't drop below this point. And if anything, if it keeps doing what it's doing, it should go up from here. Because this is going sideways, everything else is going sideways, it's probably just going to consolidate sideways, slowly moving up or down in this direction until these lines shift to either side of the price action. Right now, all the lines are on top of the price action, so that's holding it from going up. I think once these lines shift underneath it, it'll open up the ceiling here and it'll be able to move. But basically, you're looking at it being capped by this yellow line first. These are resistance points, basically. So let me go ahead and mark this. Let's move that over. Yep, it's already there. Lululemon. Alright, I got a new candle over here since I looked at it last. And let's see what is going on with the lines here. So lowest line was here, highest line was up here, price action was right here. Everything was kind of spread. You got the blue at the bottom, you get the yellow and the teal at the top. And because most of the lines are on top of it, it dropped and it kind of leveled out right here. It's saying that the floor is right here where this red line is. Blue is saying that, you know, this is the end of the downtrend right here. 2 candles over, there's your green candle, there's your green candle, there's another green candle. Blue is starting to slowly point downwards a little bit, just slightly. Could create a red candle right here. Teal just ticked up, yellow's kind of ticking up, white's ticking down, green's kind of sideways, slightly down. So just have to watch it some more. Already added that space. So price action was here, lowest line was here, highest line's up here, right? So if I do, let me see, there. This is what it looked like. Big ball of mess. But price action is stuck in the middle of these lines. So wherever these lines go, price action is going to bounce in between these two until the lines go underneath it or above it. And so if they go underneath it, then this can open up and this will just, you know, this will start moving upwards. And so your floor is where these lines are, like this yellow looks like it's cradling it. But this pivot right here is showing that that's the end of this downtrend right there. And then green candles form right after that. Same thing with this blue here, pivots right here, and then 2 candles later you got a green candle. It's the same story on every single one. I'm telling you, there's a link here. I'm going to shift this over to right there. I've already added that. Chewy was this spread out pattern, which I believe is consolidation. On this one, it's not as effective. It's not as affected by the movements of these tethers. But they're not really, I mean, this shifts right here and it